Hey y'all, what's up? My name is Averie and today I will be sharing with y'all all of the ebooks that I got in February. So I've decided recently that I would love to share with y'all all of the ebooks that I end up getting every month just because they are almost always free, which I think if a book sparks your interest that I'm going to talk about, they're most likely free, and if not, they're very small in price range, mostly ranging between 99 cents to $3. And I used to not be an ebook person. I know some people just aren't e-readers, they don't like ebooks at all, and I totally wasn't until, I believe, right when I started going to college, because books are free on your phone sometimes, and when you're a broke college student, you got no money, so free ebooks is better than no books. So there you go. Okay, so I ended up downloading around 6 books this month. So when I end up getting ebooks, I normally don't remember what they're about. The thing is, when I'm bored or I'm watching a show and just not really doing anything with my hands or something, because I'm a very multitask person, I love to listen to something and maybe do something with my hands at the same time, I end up either going on Goodreads or browsing through books, or I go on Amazon and just search free Kindle books in my spare time. And most of the time when I read a description, I just click it, download it, done, because it's free. If it sparked my interest the first time, may spark my interest again, at least I'll have it, because you never know how long it's gonna stay free on Amazon. So I will be reading all the descriptions from my laptop here just because I don't remember these descriptions, and I feel like I couldn't really summarize all of them up really well because I don't really know the books all that well. So I'll just be reading the descriptions that they have on Amazon. I hope y'all are okay with that. I think it would be kind of shorter / easier just for everyone in the long run. Okay, so the first book that I downloaded this month is Beautifully Wounded by Susan Griscom. Hopefully that's how you pronounce it. And right now, currently, it is free, so I don't know if it's gonna not be free in the next couple days, but as of right now, March 7th, it is free still. So this book is 292 pages. Most of the time, free books on Amazon are really short, so I love that too. It's either hit or miss for me. Most of the time, these books are hit or misses, just because a lot of the times these free books are kind of not as developed as I would like to, or I don't really like all the characters, so it all depends on your reading experience. Some of the times I'll find an absolute gem in the free book section and I'll love it, but some of the times I read just a dud and it stinks, but you know what, I'd rather not read anything, so yes, the first book we have here is Beautifully Wounded by Susan Griscom. It says here, Jackson Beaumont prides himself on being a nature-loving, guitar-strumming, carefree sort of guy. When the mysterious Lena Benton walks into his bar looking scared and defeated, it's not something he can ignore. He's immediately consumed by concern for her and is driven by his desire to help. She's just so beautiful, so wounded. After being shuffled from one foster home to another growing up, Lena Benton dreamt of finding her Prince Charming. When a captivating Toni Harrington sweeps her off her feet shortly after high school graduation, she's certain she's found her happiness. Unfortunately, Troy's true colors surfaced shortly after their marriage, and things turned ugly. Lena only has one choice. She has to leave him. She has to run. Lena's escape has brought her to Jackson, and he clearly wants to be there for her. But can she trust anyone again after what she's gone through? And will Jackson be able to help her heal without losing his heart? I thought that was an interesting premise at the time that I was reading this. I still think it's very interesting. It seems like this book possibly has to do with some sexual assault of something, or just assault in any kind. It seems like this Troy character isn't very nice to his wife, so I guess that the story is just about her trying to heal with this guy named Jackson. Okay, the next book that I have here is Return to Love by Christine Kingsley. And as of right now, this book is still free, so if you want it, go for it. It's a free book. And this book is 250 pages. Oh, it's a very short synopsis. Cassie Powell is perfectly happy with her small town life in Willow Valley. She has a successful bakery and a beautiful little girl, everything she's ever wanted. But when Jack Martin swaggers back into town, secrets she's worked too hard to keep threaten to bring it all tumbling down around her. Jack has always thought of Cassie as a little sister until he sees her all grown up, but she's hiding something and he's determined to find out what. Can he break down her walls and find a way into her heart? Kind of vague, but okay. It sounds kind of interesting. It just doesn't seem like something I would read right now, but it is free and I'll have it forever on my Kindle, so if I'm into it at a time, I'm into it at a time, you know? The next book that I have is Silver Storm by Cynthia Wright. Yeah, Cynthia Wright. So this has a very historical romance cover to it, and I love historical romance books, so hopefully this one's good too. This book is 324 pages. Well, apparently it's book 1 in the Rakes and Rebels, the Ravenel family. Turns out there's 7 books in the series, and I think each one is based around a different couple. Dashing and unattainable, Andre Ravenel is the Revolutionary War's most reckless privateer captain when Devin Lindsay stows away on his ship after her Connecticut town has been burned by the British. Ravenel cynically agrees to deliver her to her childhood sweetheart in Virginia, but doesn't count on his own potent attraction to the enchanting, gorgeous Devin. Although Ravenel has vowed to never succumb to love, can he stand by and watch Devin marry another man? Through high adventure, swashbuckling sea battles, and colorful history of America's Revolution, the couple struggles against the fiery passion that binds them together. This is basically a historical romance novel set during the Revolutionary War in colonial times in America. American history is not my favorite. If y'all didn't know, I have done a rant about how much I do not like American history. I think that the British monarchy is just so much more interesting, and anything else except America history is way more interesting. American history has only been around for a short amount of time compared to other nations, so we don't really have that much to work on, and plus I didn't enjoy learning about colonial times. We weren't good people. But I think that this book will be interesting just because of that forbidden romance aspect that I love in historical romance books. It's my guilty pleasure, so I hopefully will read this soon. And yes, it is still free, by the way, as of right now. Okay, the next book that we have here is Love Beyond Time by Bethany Clare. So as I'm looking at this, if you have Kindle Unlimited, it is free, but I don't have Kindle Unlimited, I don't. At the time that I was looking at this book, it was free. Right now it is $2.99, so it's not that big of a price, say for a physical book. Okay, so it says here that this is a Scottish time travel romance, and it is book 1 in the Morna's Legacy series. This book is also 280 pages. Oh, this is a long synopsis. Let's go. Oh, whoa, wait, there are like 11 books in this series. A bunch of them are novellas, but like, that's a lot of books. Oh my word, it takes up like the whole page, all of them listed. Ah, okay. So here is the synopsis. It began nearly 400 years ago. The Connaught clan and all their people were murdered in a surprise attack. Their beloved castle and all evidence of who destroyed them burned to the ground with their bodies. In centuries following, archaeologists searched through the ruins looking for any evidence of what or who had caused this ultimately demise of such a powerful Scottish clan. All efforts were fruitless until a spell put in place by an ancient Connaught ancestor finally began to work its magic. Texas kindergarten teacher Brielle Montgomery finds comfort in the mundane routines of her life. But when her archaeologist mother asks her to accompany her on a dig in Scotland, she decides to step out of her comfort zone. Once in Scotland, they discover a secret spell room below the castle ruins, and Bree finds herself transported back in time and suddenly married to the castle's ill-fated laird. Now she must work to change the fate of his people, all while trying to find a way to return to her home and century. But with each day passing by, Bree finds herself falling more deeply in love with her new husband. If she can find a spell to bring her home, will she use it? And if she stays, it will ultimately mean her own death as well. This seems very much like Outlander to me. I haven't read Outlander. I have the physical book back home, but it's just so big and I haven't been into reading that big of a book yet. This does seem somewhat interesting. and I might read it sometime in the future. The next book that I have is House of Guardians, Paranormal Romance, Sons of the Olympic Gods. And it is the first book in the Ambrosia trilogy by Beatrice Sand. And yes, as of right now, it is still free. So if you're enjoying the synopsis for this book, just go out and get it. It's a free book. Come on. This book is a larger one. It is actually 420 pages. So I believe all 3 books are already out. This first one is just the only one that is free. And the next 2 books, the second one is $2.99 and the third one is $3.99. So the summary states, when 17-year-old Laurel Harper decides to go live with her estranged father and stepfamily, she's unaware of the fact that her fate was already sealed the day she was born. She is now exactly where some higher power beings wants her to be, but it's not until she meets the proud and mysterious Sam Lawrence that she feels something strange is going on. Then Laurel finds out about Sam's ominous ancestry and a whole different fear arises. Fear of who Sam really is, fear of her own feelings, and when she learns the dark truth of her own future, a sinister secret that will change everything as soon as she turns 19, she wants to run and hide, but soon realizes that there is no hiding from fate. And the time is of the essence because Sam may be the only one who can help her escape her destiny. But then she has to start trusting him again, and time is of the essence because he has his own fate to deal with. Still, Sam is determined to stop Laurel from meeting her doom, even if that means he has to make a drastic move that will separate them for good. And it also says in here that this book does end on a cliffhanger and there is mature content. So it kind of has like an Egyptian feel to me. Maybe it has to do something with Egyptians. Oh, it says Olympic gods. Never mind. It has to do something with gods. My bad. I don't know. This book just seemed like super ominous to me and it was free, so why not? Okay, so the last book that I'm going to talk about is Bound by a Dragon by Linda K. Hopkins. I am actually currently reading this book on my phone right now. I have very mixed feelings about it, but I will get into how I felt about it in my wrap up for March once I finish this book. But I'll just read the synopsis to y'all because I don't even fully understand what this book is about even as I am reading it. This book is 242 pages and is currently free still. Kira is content in her small medieval village. Well, sort of. Her mother is pressing her to marry, but her suitors are less than desirable. So when handsome Aaron Drake arrives in the village and focuses his attention on Kira, she cannot help but be interested. But Aaron is not the only new arrival in the area. A fire-breathing dragon has also taken up residence in the mountains, not far from the remote alpine castle that Aaron calls home. What exactly is the connection between Aaron Drake and the dragon? Why is his arrival coincident with the arrival of the beast? And when the dragon rescues her from the unwanted attentions of some village boy, who will set out to rescue her from this huge, scaly, fire-breathing monster? Bound by a Dragon sweeps the reader far from the modern world of castles, medieval markets, and fantastical romance. This book, yes, it's about a dragon. There's a dragon in it. I read a dragon book last month and thought it was mediocre. Didn't really enjoy it. It was free also. I just had mixed feelings about it. And it seems like this one's going around the same pace. I'll just say that. So there you have it. Those are the 6 ebooks that I downloaded in February. Let me know if y'all are interested in seeing more of these videos. I would love to share with y'all some more free books out there just because they're free, so why not get them? Anyways, thank y'all so much for watching and I will see y'all soon with a new video. Bye.